Greetings. This is Skyler Saunders saying, "What's current?" I'm on this YNW Melly ish. I'm on it. Every time they show on a hip hop site, this coming from hot new hip hop .com, I'm on it. The jury is deliberating, maybe not as we speak, but it will be within the time of tomorrow, or we may see the end of their deliberations. This is a very hectic, serious, horrendous situation. This young man could be put to death if the jury finds him guilty. Now, in my mind, I don't see that happening. He may have looked demonic. He may have had a last name, Demons or Damon or something like that. He may have had, mounting evidence with the text messages saying, "I did that." If you can believe what that is, because what is that? It's a double murder. It's a double homicide. He did what? Did one thing or did two things? Or if he said, "I did those," DOZE or something like that, "I did those," then I'll probably be like, you know what, maybe it's something to it. But the prosecutors, they had like a field day, in the courtroom not too long ago. They had the text messages with the emojis, and my position on emojis. I hate them. I can't stand them. They get on my nerves to an extent. Like I said, it's cute and it's funny when you're with your significant other, and you're trading back, faces and other objects and stuff like that. That's cool. It's great, wonderful. But now, look, you got a case where you can be found guilty based on what you put in a text message with emojis, and that could be your end. That's amazing. That's, like I said, horrendous. Some serious stuff right there. But YNW Melly is definitely hanging by a thread right now, I think. He shouldn't be. They didn't really present a whole lot of evidence against him. Like I said before, they said they had the canine units, they had the forensics units, they had everybody, that could possibly bring him down. And it doesn't look like they mounted to any other thing other than the text messages. Because I'm glad that his lyrics weren't presented in court I think it was almost a month ago, if not just at least a few weeks ago. The prosecutors tried to use his lyrics, and that to me is a big no-no. Can't use anything that's art. That's art. That's a completely separate idea of, expression. Now, transmission of text messages, I will allow. That is something that is substantial and should be permitted within a court of law. So why is YNW Melly still, he's still locked up behind bars right now since 2018. He's, there are some provisions to the trial. They showed where YNW Melly was presented today with closing arguments, and the jury is set to deliberate on their verdict starting tomorrow. So it's going to be all on tomorrow. So if he is able to, be in their minds as someone that is, conscious of what he was doing, what he didn't do or what he did do. If he was able to present himself to be more than just a miscreant and a a brute and a criminal, then he may have life. If not, it's the road. I hate to say it for him, it's a sad song, but it's up to the jury. That's how our judicial system works. Some people say I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I think that YNW Melly's case, I'll just say Melly's case, and his, situation, I think it's more so on the idea of him being completely, you know, I don't know if he's unaware or if he's detached or or if he's just just one of those cats that just doesn't let things phase them. He it didn't look like he was contrite or contrary, or looking like he had done anything. And that's probably going to be a benefit to him in a sense, because if he didn't do it, he should show that he didn't do it. He shouldn't show that, oh my God, I could go to the electric chair or something like that. He shouldn't have that. He shouldn't have had that look on his face. He was accused of blowing kisses and doing all sorts of things like that. They were saying he was acting demonic. And his last name again, I said, is Demons. Now that spells demons without any accent. Maybe it's demon. I don't know if it means the same thing in another language, but it definitely spells out demons in English. So that's just a coincidence. That's not, oh my God, look what happened, and he had his name done him in. That's not the case. The case is the fact that he is going to be tried. He's going to receive either innocent or not an innocent, or guilty or not guilty. That's what the 12 members of the jury, or maybe more, I'm not sure. They do weird stuff. They do alternates and substitutes and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly, but within this case, he's going to be faced, with the alternative of life or death, and that is sincere. That is serious. Spoke about it before. He had a career. He was starting to buzz. He had something going for him, and then like it was fast enough, they accuse him of a double murder, and that he staged the whole thing. That he staged the fact that his two friends were in a drive-by, and that he was never involved. That he actually took him to the hospital, and then they come up and say, "Well, wait a minute," and get the scratch in their head. No, hold on a second. Did he have something to do with this? Oh, we gotta lock him up, and that's basically what happened. So this, what earlier the text messages to this gentleman, PZ Gambino, it only makes sense. His last name is Patrick, by the way. PZ Gambino. He had idea of what he wanted to be. He had a clue. But with with Melly, it becomes an issue. It becomes something to be, something he has to understand, something he has to take into account. He has to have an accountability for himself. So he's going into his cell room tonight, with his cellie, unless I don't think he's in solitary confinement. I think he's, in GP, despite his high-profile case. Either way, irregardless of whether he's, in a cell by himself or with someone else, this could be his last day to, understand his fate on this earth. Now, like I said before, brought the dogs in, They brought the people from CSI in. They brought everybody they could, to try to disparage and go against this man's word. And he's, looking like having faces and stuff like that. But that could just be himself. Who knows? I can't call it. And that's not really my concern. My concern is the fact that these text messages were of such profundity, and they shouldn't have been, in a sense, because they're not damning. It says, "I did that," shh, with the emoji. Shh. I did that. I did what? It didn't clarify. It didn't say, I got them. I got them out of here. Push, pull the triggers. He didn't say any of that. None of that came through in the messages. None of it. So when you have a different kind of view of what it means to be in the position where he is in, it is important to remember that he is still, he still has a chance. The defense, definitely, did a great job, in my opinion. They did a better job, I think, than the prosecution. The DA, and the prosecutor, they tried their best. Like I said, with the text message, I did that emoji. That's cute. But they were shot down weeks ago because they wanted to have lyrics in the courtroom. That's when you know you're stretching. That's when you know you are grasping for straws, when you have to go to somebody's art. Now Melly's art is vicious. He talks about banging and slanging and all that, It's not like he's talking, Will Smith raps or Will Smith slaps. He's talking about that real gangster life. But that doesn't mean anything in the court of law. That was such a great decision by the judge to toss out the prosecutor's idea of putting up his lyrics for the jury. That was a great move by the judge and a win for the defense. Like I said, I'm objective on this level. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he did do it. I'm saying that I think he got, for the most part, a fair trial. I think that the jury is going to be rational, that they're going to think through the evidence or the lack thereof, and understand the fact that this is a young man's life. He has his full potential ahead of him. If, they can find anything and everything beyond a shadow of a doubt that he didn't do this, then that should be the case. But if he did do this, then he's got to get on the table. That's the law of the streets. He's an adult. He was tried as an adult. He went through the court system, went to the American judicial system, and that's where he is right. That's what position he put himself in, when he started this whole issue, initiated it. Not to say he killed anyone. I'm not sure. He's still not a convict. He was never convicted yet. Not until tomorrow will we see whether, or maybe not even until tomorrow, because they'll stop their deliberations and maybe they'll deliver the verdict at a later date. That's usually, I think that's what the case usually is. And he is, he's not crying in court. He's not showing any kind of, whimpering or I'm scared. He's taking it like a G. Maybe too much like a G. He's very relaxed. He's smiling. He's got, like I said, he was blowing kisses to the victim's mother. allegedly. That's where he is. He was at that point where he was throwing those things up. He was throwing it up for for the cameras, for the court reporters, and it's just a tragedy all the way around. No matter how you look at it, even if he comes out innocent, it's kind of like OJ. The late great Paul Mooney once called the O.J. Simpson trial akin to the also late great William Shakespeare and his play Othello. It's a Greek tragedy, no matter how you look at it. Even though O.J. got off, he was found not guilty. Now I'm sure he's doing his due diligence, still looking for the killers of another double homicide. He beat that case. Cochran, late great Johnny Cochran was on that case. He said, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, and you ain't, you know what. Here we go. John Lee Worth, welcome, John Lee Worth. If you can prove that, please tell me how. John Lee Worth says that black boy killed him. All right, John Lee Worth. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more, John Lee Worth. I'll wait. It's 0 people watching right now. It could be 77 people watching right now. YouTube's algorithms and their numbers, they're off. They're way off. So I don't know. Who. Some people come in, some people come out. I have 1 like, but I'm waiting for John Lee Worth to give me the evidence. Give me the data. Give me the statistics. Give me the vital, information that would prove that Melly killed his 2 friends. I need that evidence. We're talking dogs here. We're talking CSI units here. And they didn't really even talk about them too much. They wanted to talk about the text messages. That was like their Hail Mary. And I don't know if they may have made it to the end zone, but I don't know if the score, if the score went up or over the defense. I don't think so. Because, like I said, if you got emojis on something, how are you going to have evidence on somebody? You got emojis. Over and over, I'll say it. That's funny. That's weird. That's goofy. It's not right. And that's what I think is going to be the case here. It's going to come down to the fact that Melly sent the messages, but it doesn't matter. I think that's what the jury is going to find. That's what they're going to see in this whole issue. And we have this going back to 2018. I mean, the court documents. In the whole deliberations, all the deliberations in the Broward County jury will have, they will be tasked with understanding what will happen to Melly. They will be tasked with knowing what to say and do, and when that is idea is read, when the verdict is read, they would have no recourse to go backwards. That's the fact of every court case. There's no, oh wait, whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't mean that. We weren't kidding, but we didn't understand what was going on, and could we just retract that? I don't think, maybe I could be wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong all the time. But tell me if in the history of the United States of America's law courts, if a verdict has been rescinded, if it has ever happened. I don't think it has ever happened in history. I don't think in the world. Once that verdict is read, that's it. That's the end of it. That's when the judge looked over the case, tells the defendant, you are guilty of whatever crime, and you will be sentenced in the next few weeks or something like that. But in this case, I think it'll just be sentenced, directly, tell them that you'll be sentenced to death. This is a double homicide in Broward County, Florida. Nobody's playing games. Nobody's playing around. Nobody's even understanding what is going to happen. All these people that are deliberating, they're going to find that they are part of something that is huge. A part of hip hop history. Something happens where a young man of 23 years is going to be put on a table and injected with a lethal, syringe. That's huge. That's out of this world. That will be, what they call untimely or, unprecedented. So if you have any doubts in your mind whether, Melly did this, or if you have any ideas of he didn't do this, it doesn't even matter unless these 12 people or more take on this case seriously, very seriously. It's not a joke. It's not a game. Not a game. This is so very sincere. The people that have been taking, notes and being diligent and listening and paying attention to his behavior, his facial expressions, his body movements, his body language, all of Melly's different tics and idiosyncrasies, all that comes into play. Everything. And if it's a hung jury, oh Lord, hallelujah, Jesus. In the name of the Father, in the name of the blood. No, but if the deliberation, if it yields something that is an innocence, I welcome Courtney. I don't want to talk about. First of all, you know what happened? Thank you for chiming in. By the way, thank you, Courtney. If you're my one viewer, I only have one viewer right now, and I know you're gonna leave when I get to story time because you don't stick around for story time either, and that's okay. I'm not hating on you. I'm just stating the fact. But about the Russell case, I didn't want to touch that because, first of all, Troy Star Terrain has, done an excellent job with going ham on that case. He definitely, dug his heels in on that broad. So I didn't want to go, any further with it. I'm focused on Melly. I saw a front page top story on Hot New Hip Hop about Melly. I said, "Ooh, let me jump on that," because I've been following it for the past few weeks. But I thank you, Courtney. Respect to today's goal. You don't have to do the whole 20. Do whatever you can. I'll support, You whatever you want to do, as long as you support me, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But no, that Russell case, no. I was more focused on the King case. The I can't think of his first name, but the private King, the second private King in the army going into North Korea. That's what I talked about yesterday. Glitching. Okay, I'm glitching. Hold on. I'm not glitching on my side. I don't know. Maybe you're trying to run away from donating. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you, Courtney. Thank you for everything. Seriously, I mean this from my mind. Thank you for everything that you do. Appreciate it. Thank you. Seriously. But no, I didn't want to touch that case. I heard that from my sister. The first, to be honest, my brain went, "Dang, that's sad. That's she was just trying to help out the toddler." And then I hear little stories about this. She was looking up taking and clearing out the registers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to touch that. That's some nigger nonsense. I do not need to hear that in my mind. This Melly case is not nonsense. This is a double homie that he could catch. Seriously, he could seriously catch this case by the end of the week, I think. Maybe by next month, maybe by at least by next week, because deliberation is going to be on tomorrow, and he has just a few hours to know what his fate is going to be. I have 4 people in this chat room, or this top chat, or somewhere around me listening under my voice. Put a 1 up in the chat room. I'm asking for money, but I'm not begging for it. If you, I go days where I don't have any money come in at all. So if you decide to put in a few dollars, fine. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's all for the machine. Now, there's 3 people that are under the sound of my voice. All right, that's fine too. It's going to be 0 by the time about 2 minutes and 45 seconds comes out when I tell my stories. But that's another story in itself. Melly. He's got a chance. He's got a chance. He's got a chance. The DA did their best. Excuse me. Well, yeah, the DA, the defense attorney, not the district. I don't want to confuse those. There's a district attorney, and then there's a defense attorney. 5 people are in here. Am I still glitching, Courtney? What's up? Tell me the truth. Am I glitching still? Somebody tell me. Am I glitching? Is my sound right? Does my mic sound nice? Tell me what's up. All right. Melly. Gotta say, man, whatever happens, you'll be in the hands of Jesus. I shouldn't. But you know, his family probably, feels that way. I'm an atheist. I'm in the minority. There are 5 to 15% of people in the United States who claim to be atheists. Around the world, it's 7%. He's praying. He is on his knees right now, allegedly, praying to the unknown and the unknowable, trying to save his mortal soul and to have him be relinquished into the world again, and to not be burdened by this heavy load that has been placed on him. He has every opportunity right now to have his soul saved, just in case something goes left with the jury, just in case they give a verdict that says guilty, because that's it. I want somebody to please tell me, please, I beg you, tell me if a verdict was reversed. I know there's been hung juries. I know that, some juries get hung. But I don't know if there's ever been, in the case of anything, anywhere in all of history, where a verdict was reversed. Once that comes down, that's it. And Melly, all I gotta say is keep your head up. Now, I'm going on to my stories. There's two people under the sound of my voice right now. Right now. And I'm going to tell you my stories right now. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I'm not worried about people dropping off, going into someone else's live, uh, chatting it up with your friends. Uh, I'm doing my stories. All right. I'm looking for the stories. I'm looking for the right one. The peculiar glitch of love. Two machines learn to deal with a different kind of data leak. Rolls of tape spewed from the computer. The shimmering screen showed the lives of two systems marked for machine learning. If we keep the righteous way of life, we'll be okay, Shiana said. Her system continued to issue more rolls of tape. I know that, but you're hemorrhaging data sheets. How can we have any relationship with that? Botleo asked. He clasped his hand around hers. The tape collected at their feet. The more we learn, the more understanding we will have about what we currently do. He reached at her hand at her head and tried to stop the tape from gushing. It's decent. I like it. It's kind of have a sci-fi feel. Let me see. Hopefully it's 0. I hope it's 0. 4. All right. 2. Glitching. Greg asks, how's it? What? Who's all right? Courtney, I'm sure was sincere. Greg asks, I hope you are sincere too. Um, Hail to the Ethernet. A local area protocol is selected as President of the United States. The local network sneered. He had just been elected amongst the other networks. He kept his mean mug as he dug the data. As president, he would make the promise to the other groups just how we would lead his people. He would lead his people. I will provide a world of plenty for all the networks, Ethernet said. Though I may be local, I will make sure the internet and ARPANET are satisfied and fortified through the generations. I'm ready to keep us in good condition and know what we're doing in our world. The best way is to offer humans help anyway. I liked it too. Somebody else liked it. I liked it. 2 people. 2 people. Good now for me. Okay, Greg S. Salute. All right. Let me see some more stories. Learn. A machine graduates. Lights focused on the machine. It had the physique of a man. As it walked towards the podium, the audience became a firecracker. It spoke. They didn't think I could learn the ways of humanity. That I couldn't do this without knowing true love or anything that humans can discover or experience. I've silenced those voices of doubt. The audience applauded the valedictorian. Now, I congratulate my class of machines who have learned the ways of man. He walked over to the principal and shook her hand. A tear streaked her face. Robo Continue with this class commencement. I'm ready. Pretty decent. I like that one. Fuel for the dying soul. Two nurses bicker over the thoughts of a patient. We need more Jesus, Fessy Maneker exclaimed. Yes, throw jet fuel on the diesel fire. That's the best way to do it, Tobias Watkins said with enough sardonic wit to slather on a biscuit. I'm serious. We have to consider our Lord and Savior in this case. So medical science just retreats. God blesses the doctors to do their work. Did he bless them with the years of study and work they had to do, too? Fessy stopped. Of course he blessed them then and now. So with all these blessings, what's the point of study and work then, Fessy? That's what I always wanted to know. I just put it in a fictional setting. All right. Should be 0 by now. 1. Hey, hold on. However, I do see someone popping bussy on the screen. Well, it's not me, Greg. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Courtney. At least throw funds. At least throw some fun, sir. You talking about some popping bussy? You want to talk? You want to talk? You want to talk? We can talk. Systems to be down. Two machines on a developed moon can contemplate cutting off from the world. In the morning dew, the smell of rose water drifted on the breeze. Codus 19 could not only decipher the smell, but could deliver information on the chemical makeup of the fragrance. He met up with Cynthia 50, and they basked in the sunshine. Made of all gold to protect them from the solar rays on the moon, they used their limbs to interact with each other. I want to cut off my systems, Cynthia announced. No, why not? You're too precious. To whom? The humans? They're the only reason we're here, but it's not them. What? I'm electronically pregnant. Now I see. Ooh. Anybody else see that coming? Can't believe there's 2 people here. 3 people. There's 3 people here, and I'm saying my stories. This is unprecedented. This is a good thing for me. Let me know you want to listen to my stories. I appreciate that. A really good one's coming up soon too. And won an award. A bastion for the machines. And this is also a theme if you're picking it up. A machine wants to return to his maker. The machine learned with intent. Stored in its memory, novels, theorems, recipes, algorithms, and more kept them together. It was a delight to watch him play the violin or piano concerto. But he had grown weary of putting on shows with other machines. He yearned to play for his makers. The humans permitted him to play at a hall in Wilmington, Delaware. He delivered a symphony of great import. He recognized the fact that his creator stood as a bastion for machines. When it took time for the people to continue to see the machines, they always showed rapturous support. That was cool. That was in the bag, you know. Three people. Not mad. Not mad at all. Private means. Without government schools, the U.S. seems a bit smarter. 3 people actually like this. Or 2 other people besides me. With the law passed where all private schools reigned over America, people actually gave a damn. Money was on the line, and the tech companies had opened schools for free of advertising and tuition. They used their money from the stock exchange and their products and services to aid in the funding of the schools. Also, premium services permitted students to pay for their education. If we have our one problem, it's that we are churning out too many smart people. The government won't be able to handle it. When you bring to the light the power of the mind, the government benefits. Beautiful. This is all from a site called vocal.media, by the way. They are free of ads, completely free of ads. They pay you. There's challenges. I've won 3 challenges in total, which was about $1,250. That's how much I make. And plus for reads, they call them reads, you get more money. All right, United States machines. United States Marine Corps may be due for a complete changeover. The desk had enough items on it. Now this came across the Commandant's desk. General Amy Dicer made it her business to understand the goal of the memo. In 50 years, 60% of the Marine Force will be machines. She read aloud, her white skin almost blended with the document. She felt as if the paper was half joke, half alarm. She leaned towards the latter. Assistant Commandant Lieutenant General Gene Cantor tried to keep things cool. What we can do is make sure our Marines are still well equipped to perform their duties alongside machines. Yes, that's it. So two people like that, including myself. Three people still watching. If you are in here under my one person watching, it must be Courtney. It's either Courtney or Greg. I'm still waiting from John Leaworth. He had something to say, then he just went away. Okay, try not to rhyme there, but broken heavens. Two machines converse in deep space. Three people like this, including myself. She pushed the button with authority. It allowed the machines to float together outside the aircraft. As the first mission powered solely by machines, Americans rejoiced at the idea that no one alive had to contend with muscular atrophy or harsh solar rays. They're using us, Capel, mission commander said in space. That's the idea, Iqbal replied. She smirked. They can't hear us out here, though. They couldn't have built in microphones, but they didn't. No, they didn't. Iqbal floated outside of the spacecraft, exploring the vacuum of space. We might as well take advantage of it. That we should. That was pretty cool. I like that one. A little bit more science fiction. I got my science fiction going. Okay, one person's still in here. One person's still hanging on. These videos really are for the rebroadcast. I appreciate the live people, but it's for the rebroadcast especially. The posterity pot. Engineers pass around a bet that they can't do more than their last project. With the engineers on break, they started a pot with just a few dollars. I said we won't be able to produce a machine that will learn as faster than the previous model, Anna Cheng said. The pot gets bigger, Rakeem Byers remarked. They had all been working on the next generation of machines and had come to an impasse. It was like adding horsepower to a hot rod, except in this case they added more data. According to Moore's law, Carlton Givens started. I know, Anna remarked. You're going to speak of the advancements. I doubt them all. Closing in. I only got a few more left. Time to admit. A runner gives off the idea of triumph. Every step felt like victory. They've given him every opportunity to be the first machine to carry the torch. They put hours of engineering power into him. His steps looked even and light. When his foot struck the pavement, he garnered praise and adoration. He was like a gazelle, running fast and free with every bit of warning. He took time to develop his running ability, which made him go as fast as 100 miles an hour. He swooshed past with authority and glee. The flame never wavered at the speed. In fact, it intensified. He felt true elation. This is my screenplay. If you are anybody interested, any directors, producers, ADs, costume makers, directors, DPs, directors of photography, holla at your boy. I got a story. I got, a short comedy drama that I think is really cool. I really like it. It's called Carry On, and this is episode 2, Hysterical. Major Finney talks about his life in the Corps with Suchin. Meanwhile, Staff Sergeant Bartholomew returns with news. Fade in. Interior. Major Finney's office. Day. Light emits from an overhead fan. The major signs the papers. Bartholomew walks into the office. Bartholomew. Hey, sir, I just wanted to. Finney. Not now, Staff Sergeant. I've got a ton of paperwork, and Suchin enters, interrupts. You've got nothing. Bartholomew, his voice sharp. Good evening, ma'am. Suchin shoots a glance at the Staff Sergeant. Carry on, Bartholomew. Bartholomew, ma'am. He turns and leaves. Finney, the way you two carry on is something else. Suchin, he just wants me because he wants me to be a second lieutenant. Then he can become a Mustang and switch over to the O side. Either way, someone's going to get busted down and someone's going to be promoted. Such is the Corps. What are you working on anyway? Finney, I've got to sign off on the correspondence for the families of the fallen. Not exactly the office romance that seems to be brewing here, but I'm making the most of it. Suchin quietly. It takes time. So cliched. It's so true. Guess that's why it's a cliche. Finney, he looks up at her and gives a sign saying, do you mind? Is there anything else, Suchin? Suchin, no. I know you got work. I've got work. All God's children got work. But I did want to ask you something. Finney, what is it? Suchin, how do you do it? Finney, do what? Suchin, you got the career, the wife, the home, the kids. How do you do it? Finney, I've been through it all. 2 tours, getting blown up, some shrapnel in my knees, my wife is threatening to leave, my kids saying they're going into the Space Force out of spite, and I'm barely making payments on the house. How am I doing? Suchin, God damn, and I thought I had it bad. Then Bartholomew barges in the office. Bartholomew, ma'am, sir, there's a family out here going hysterical. The officers and staff's non-commissioned officer all run to see what the matter is. Outside, they hear screams. Suchin approaches the family. It looks like a mother and father and 2 younger siblings. Suchin, we're going to take care of. She looks at Finney's mouth. Samantha, everything will be better if we go inside now. The family and Marines in their care go to the chapel. Finney directs Bartholomew to issue tissues and water to the grieving family. This is where Finney shines. Finney, in these moments, we have to realize that your daughter gave everything so that you can get the only thing that matters, love. Suchin turns her back and makes a gagging motion towards the ground. Finney, now is the time for you all to better understand how Samantha did not make the ultimate sacrifice. The father, Bozeman, steps to Finney. Bozeman, what did you say? Finney stood tall. His back is a skyscraper. His face is a gravestone. I know you've heard different, but the Corps, all the branches, have done away with the ideas of selflessness, sacrifice, and unselfishness being moral virtues. Bozeman, rising in his voice. I served, did my time. My wife did. Samantha, we all know that she gave her life for this country and it was her duty to do so. Finney, I will not argue with you, sir. I'm only outlining what the current course for the United States military is taking. We're about reason and selfishness. This is a totally different day from probably when you and I both started amongst the ranks. This is an extremely difficult time for you and your family. I want this process to go as smoothly as possible for you. Bozeman shoots an acidic glance at Finney, sizing him up. He turns to his wife. Hold on. Lost it. All right, here it is. He holds her shoulder and brings his young children around the vestibule of the church. 2 Air Force technical sergeants usher the family into another building. Bartholomew finds more tissues and hands them as many boxes as he can. Suchin goes to the vape station. Finney follows. He doesn't show signs that he will vaporize, however. Suchin, goddamn shame. Finney, it never gets easier. Suchin lets out vapor and then laughs. I'm Talking about you, dum dum. You're trying to explain the new code to a hard driving veteran with his wife, who is also a veteran, who, as you said, came in when we first came into the Corps. It's on you to just back up and breathe, bud. Finney, give me that fake stick. Fade out. I like it. I'm having fun with this. I'm writing every other day. Courtney, okay. Send it over. I'm talking about you sending it over, sir. Courtney says, Skyler, it would be cool to add people to your lives and have different topics. You will gain more views. Just my opinion. Yeah, even if that'd be cool, but I want to try this by myself, on my lonely, completely, just absolutely by myself. I don't want interviews. I hardly want people in the chat room, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being in the chat room. But I don't want, I don't want calls. Even if I had the opportunity to do calls, which seems like a complicated venture, I still wouldn't do it. I want to just be me by myself, talking and seeing what the audience, in the chat says, like you. Oh, okay. You see, don't you know? You seem like you're deflated. Don't seem too deflated, Courtney. I'm just telling you like it is. I'm just telling you like where I'm standing right now. I appreciate everything you do. You are definitely appreciated. You're a day one. Greg S. Send over your funds to me. Cap Ash. Let me see. Cash App is available. No, I understand. Courtney says, no, I understand. I already sent it a while ago. What'd you send? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, okay, I see. Thank it. Sometimes I don't know why. I don't know why. I see it now, Courtney. Thank you for very much. I appreciate it. But I don't know why. Sometimes I have cash apps that go on my watch, and sometimes it appears on my phone, and it's like the stack on my notifications comes up. But I do see you, and I thank you. So I'm gonna have to put both the phone and the watch. It's goofy because sometimes I get an alert and it goes right to my phone, bam, and sometimes right to my watch, bam. You pay me first so I can be sure it works. No, sir, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Courtney pays. She definitely gives money. Spears giving money. A whole host of people. Houston. I don't want to forget people, but a whole host of people have given money. You're part of that. You're in that continuum. Oh no. I'm not. No, I have one person in the $50 club. One person has given $50 this week. Greg S is a Nigerian scammer. Hey, that's y'all can go back and forth on that. I'm not going to go, into that realm of scammers. Now you call Courtney a meme. See, I have to stick up for Courtney. I don't usually stick up for people, but Courtney has been a day one. Greg S, watch what you say about Courtney. Courtney is the truth. She is real. I suspect that you are real, but I don't want you to call her a mammy because she is the truth. She's a real one from day one. All right, got a few more stories left. I guess it's both of you in here. Oh, okay, Courtney's fighting back. All right, I'm gonna step back. I was gonna be, the defendant. I was gonna be or the defender, but I guess Courtney can you can hold your own, girl. Do what you gotta do with Greg S. I'm gonna read these stories. He looks like he left. Or somebody left. All right. This is a story that I won an award for. Top story in June 2023, this year. It has 23 likes. It's the most likes I've had in a long time. It's called Living with Machines. A woman affirms humanity's role in making her artificial beings. She turned to the right and saw the gleaming steel. He had smoked a power packet and the steam emitted from his throat. Through the experience of living with machines, she gleaned a bit of knowledge about them. I'm only human. It's funny. That phrase used to mean puny, given to accidents, ready to make mistakes. Now it means you're able, competent, whole. It took the likes of you for us to see that. I can understand why humans made the choice to create us. If we make the decision to keep machines alive and running, we will find bliss. I like that one. It's one of my favorites, to be honest. I'm very proud of it. Not just because it won an award, but the reason because it won an award. It won an award because it's good, not and not because it's good because it won an award. All right, this one's called Comptroller. Two businessmen discuss the nature of exiting corporations from the state of Delaware. Code is everywhere. What happened to the corporations? Why are they flocking away from Delaware to Wyoming? Comptroller Sudan Fairbanks asked. Too many regulations and controls, Corlo Magnus mentioned. Isn't that why they came to Delaware in the first place? Yes, but we've increased these things that throttle business and they have decided to incorporate elsewhere. Nevada's next on the list. God damn it! Fairbanks said it quietly with reserve. Thanks for pointing it out, Cora. I've been busy with the finances. I haven't been able to look at what we've been going on until now. It's fine. Let's bring them back, though. It's in the pocket. Wasn't a living with machines, but, what are you going to do? Two people. If it's Greg S. and Courtney W., you guys are made for each other. You have a proper name and an initial, and you're going back and forth at each other. I think you stopped now, but okay, now it's only one person up in the building. And I thank you, Courtney, for your cash app. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. This looks like our last story. Unfurled. Two people like this. A man admires the colors. Code is everywhere. He unfurled the flag. The meaning of the red, white, and blue stayed with him. He hoisted the pole into the position and switched on a light. It illuminated the standard. The wind began to stir the flag. He used etiquette to determine the proper placement and the brightness of the light. Then in the distance he heard firecrackers shatter the silence. A grin slipped onto his face. He knew that this holiday was perfect for celebration as Memorial Day carried away more weight. Today meant that America would be uplifted for her virtues. Next, he grinned again. I like that one. That's a Living Machines caliber story, but it didn't get the recognition it should have done. This one's last. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this is the last one. This is the last one. It's called Imbued. A doctor corrects nature. It's nice. Code Is Everywhere. Here, hold on. I messed that up. Hold on. I'll come back. They did the wrong story. That was different. All right. Wondrous Voyage. Man absorbs the sights and sounds of locales around the U.S. and the world. Code is everywhere. He spun the globe in the virtual realm. He wanted to keep going on the voyage into the digital space. All he needed to do was to keep up the momentum. He bounced the globe like a beach ball. Anywhere he selected, the virtual ship took him to the location. He smelled the streets of Wilmington, Delaware. He looked at his watch and knew that he would end this wondrous voyage. He looked about the streets of the small city and even frequented some of the shops and dropped some digital currency down to buy things. And that's it, folks. Thank you for riding with me. Did not reach the goal. We got only $2 out of the $20 goal, but that's fine. That's fine. That's all right with me. I will take the $2. And I appreciate you for rolling with me. Thank you for listening to my Melly, saga. I know that's ongoing. It's coming down to the wire though. Looks like it's gonna be finished in either tomorrow or in the next week. We'll see what happens. And I hope you'll be here with me for it. And I'll be with my stories as well. Thank you very much. Take care.